after a while, she was like, oh, this is so boring. Like, why don't we just leave and go to a sex party in Soho?
Hello and welcome back to Single Sounds. This is the only podcast that will help you find a vanity-free date. And it is the ever-growing new popular method, which we are very excited about. I'm Katie Mack, the host and creator of Single Sounds, and I'm back this week with another eligible bachelor. The last male guest 2 weeks ago, you guys absolutely flooded my DMs and we got a new record of 7 people writing in on the day of release, which is crazy, but very exciting. So I hope this male guest will prove just as popular. He is also looking for a long-term relationship and is a brilliant storyteller. And he made me so relaxed during the recording. His best advice was go for the option with the best story, and I think this fits him perfectly. He can be a bit stubborn, but if you're lucky, you'll receive many tuneful voice notes. And his only non-negotiable is that you get on with his family. Okay, hi. Welcome to Single Sounds.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Let's find out about you, your profile, who, what, where. Who are you sexually attracted to?
Women.
Nice.
Yep. Do you need more information than that?
No, I never do. Such an awkward one. And what are you looking for?
Like long-term, committed relationship. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like that.
Thank
Any
you.
height, age preferences?
No, funny you say that, because that height-based topic might come up later in some of my questions.
Okay.
Basically.
No age range? We're not having any age range?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, age range. I'd say like 26 maybe at a push to 30, maybe 31, 32.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the sweet spot. No major height preferences, but yeah.
We like that. Gives some indication.
Yeah.
Otherwise you might get 50-year-olds writing in, you never know.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Take it as an experience.
Hey, compliments, fun.
And where would you like to date?
To be honest, anywhere London. I'm like just outside West London at the moment.
Okay.
So that would kind of be the preference. But yeah, not too fussy.
Too picky.
Yeah, not too picky. I've not really given you a lot to go off there, I appreciate.
No, it's fine. We'll get into it, I'm sure. Because next, we're going to know you very well. You're going to do your best celebrity impression.
Yeah, I'm nervous about this.
Okay.
I'll be honest. I get good feedback on this impression.
Oh, no.
However, I have listened to
rubbish.
previous ones and you've not got it. And I've always imagined it to be really awkward and you've been recording.
It's actually not that bad. I just admit I'm shit. I caveat it every time. So I don't know why I picked this question. I just want you to show your talents to everyone else.
Yeah, I appreciate
They'll know
it.
who it is. It's just not me.
Yeah, hopefully. Normally goes down all right. Yeah, one slight hint. It's in the realm of sport. I'm absolutely delighted to get through to the next round. It was a really tough match and yeah, it's going to be a really tough battle out there, but I'm just absolutely delighted.
Okay. I'm so bad at sport people. Is it Harry Kane?
No, Harry Kane.
I fucking don't know, do I?
No, it's not Harry Kane.
Okay.
Do you want me to tell you? Or?
No, I'll go again. One
Okay.
more. Is it football?
No.
Is it tennis?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was going with this, but then is it Andy Murray?
It is indeed Andy
I got
Murray.
it then.
You did, yeah. With no clues. You smashed it. Does that look bad on me or you? I'm not really sure.
I don't know. Moving on. Back to dating. Let me know your best dating story.
I went on a date with a girl. It was from a dating app. Mm-hmm. On her profile, she basically said she's not into texting and pen pals and all that sort of stuff, and she preferred to go for a drink and see if you get on or not.
Okay, fine.
So I was perfect. So we chatted for honestly not long at all, less than a day, and then went for a drink.
That's quick, yeah.
Yeah, it was quick. But basically, I had a dinner that night, so I was like, look, I'm actually free to. No, well, it was in Thursday night, whatever. So I was like, I'm actually free for an hour before my dinner. Do you want to meet up? Okay. So it was kind of perfect excuse to
that.
leave.
It's if it doesn't go well, you have that out. But then if it does, you're like, oh, see you soon.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. That was the thought process. Anyway.
Yeah, leave them wanting more.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah.
Clever.
Yeah, not my first rodeo. And then, basically, we went for a drink and it was nice, but like a few like red flags. Like she was a bit coy about what she did for work and like a few other pieces.
Spy.
Yeah, well, it's funny when I say that line specifically, the range of like what people's automatic ghost is.
Wait, what other people said? Oh, like a sex worker or something.
Like so much. But I like that you went spy.
I know a couple spies, and they have to be like super coy, so that's why mine goes.
Are they super coy if you know they're a spy?
Well, long story short, they lived with one of my friends, so it's like kind of impossible to hide it from who you live with.
Right.
You're actually allowed to now tell close family and friends.
Was there like certain like
I'm definitely not neither though.
Was there certain stuff in the flat that you weren't allowed to? Like, don't touch that pen. It's actually a laser.
Well, no, they'd just be like, I work in security, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, I feel like
you're not a bodyguard, are you?
The ghost. I feel like I'd say I'm in tech.
Yeah,
just generic,
or like
wide-ranging
consultancy. Literally, be so broad.
Yeah. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so we met up. It was nice. Few red flags. Wasn't going to pursue it, and like we literally didn't talk after the date. Like she said, like got home okay, like loved to meet you, and then we didn't speak. And then I got a message from her. I can't actually remember how long after, but a few weeks later, saying that there was she had tickets to see a very famous musician, and yeah, she was basically like, "Do you fancy going to like see him in like quite a prestigious venue in London?"
Ooh, like a private one?
No. Like, I don't know why I'm not just saying it, because I
don't know why you're not just saying it.
So it's at the Royal Albert Hall.
Oh, okay.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so I was like, yeah, like, wasn't really sure. Said it to my housemates, and they were like, mate, you need to go. He's like unbelievable live.
Yeah.
So you have to go regardless. Yeah, basically I went, and like as I'm getting there, like there's a lot of people in black tie.
Mm-mm.
And I'm not.
You were not informed of the dress code?
No. And I'm like, oh, this is a bit awkward. Like, I'm fairly certain I was wearing pretty like similar tonight, which is literally like a jumper, jeans.
At least it's smart.
Yeah. Not black tie smart.
No, but like it could just look like you were trying to be like trendy with it. You got the colours right.
Yeah.
Black and cream.
Yeah. Oh God, the boots really helped as well. And then yeah, basically so as we're getting closer and closer, like it's more and more abundantly clear that it's a black tie event, but she didn't know it was either. I'm not really sure how she.
What was she wearing? I guess for girls it is a bit easier.
Well, yeah, but then she was wearing like
jeans.
Like ankle high boots. I think black tights, a black skirt, but like
short.
Not really short, but like not knee high. Yeah, and then like a hoodie.
Oh, a hoodie.
Yeah.
No. Oh, bad.
So basically, I'm like, we're just not getting in here because it's so abundantly clear we're not. She wanted to go in as like everyone's queuing, and I was like, let's not do that because we're more likely to get in if everyone else is in, and then we just kind of sneak in. And also we had tickets at, I can't remember what it's, but basically like the standing bit at the top of the room, so we weren't sat like in the mixer or anything like that. But so I was thinking like maybe we just sneak in whenever everyone's
at
in
the back of the balcony or something.
Yeah, exactly. I ended up having to like negotiate with the doorman to like let us in, which is a great start. And I was like, mate, obviously, like, I'm so sorry. Like,
yeah, I was going to say, I think I'd just owe up and be like, we didn't know.
Yeah,
like...
that's literally the exact tactic I went for. I was just like, look, I'm really sorry. Like, we didn't know. We'll keep ourselves to ourselves. Like, we won't cause any drama, which is ironic.
We're not riffraff. I promise.
Yeah, we know what we're doing here. It's
we're
fine.
Good, honest people.
After chatting to him for not long, but like a good couple of minutes, he was like, look, go on, in you go, kind of thing. So as we're walking up, for context, she seemed nice at first, but definitely on that like louder side of things. So as we're walking up to get to like the balcony bit, I was like, look, let's just be a bit like, let's keep ourselves to ourselves. Like, we don't want to draw attention. Like, we could easily get, kicked out. And then basically we got in, and literally we're the only people who aren't in like black tie. Like, it was so embarrassing, like walking to where we could find like a little slot of the stage. And also she at that point wasn't drinking. She was on like a big fitness kick. So it wasn't even like we could have a couple of glasses of wine or whatever to like get over the awkwardness. So anyway, it transpired that this person has got a film coming out about them quite soon. And they, in 20 years ago, they did a gig at the Royal Albert Hall. and it was like a full black tie event, and they were basically like Scott Mills, sorry, came on stage before he came on and was like, we're actually recording for the film tonight, so like please no one be on your phones. Like talked about everything, like talked about, you know, what the whole point of the night was, which is basically to get footage, and they were going to like overlay the footage between the gig 20 years ago and the gig on that night. So like obviously like loads of people there are like mega fans of this person, and then there's just me and this girl who were in like
casual
jumpers and he took an hour and a half to come on stage. And in that time, I basically realised that she was like one of the most evil people I've ever met in my life.
Why evil?
No, maybe not evil, but just like not nice, mean. Like nasty.
Yeah. So about other people, or
well, so it started off by basically she after we were having like small talk. Bear in mind we didn't spend much time with each other before, so we were still in that like kind of awkwardly small talk phase. And basically she was saying how like after a while she was like, oh, this is so boring, like why don't we just leave and go to a sex party in Soho? 0 to 100 real quick. But bear in mind, in your
jumper.
yeah. Oh, this is the out of attire. Like, yeah, it's also quite crammed up there, and she's got a very loud voice. So already people started to like look round at us to the point where the woman next to us turned round and she was like, "Oh, you can come too if you want to." And the woman just like looked at us and was like, she didn't even engage with it. She just looked and was like, well, what are you on about? And then this kind of like kept going and going of her saying really awkward stuff. And
drawing attention to herself.
Yeah, really drawing. But
and you're already self-conscious of your
I really
outfits.
Can't express how loud her voice was. Like I'm talking like people who were sat actually in seats that are like honestly a good 5 meters away from us were turning around and looking, and she's just saying various stuff. The real highlight, the real highlight was that she went to Harrods earlier that day to do a bit of shopping. And she told me, this is how like nasty she was, right? She told me that she saw someone begging outside Harrods from the other side of the street. And she went out of her way to cross the street to tell that person that she doesn't believe that you should be begging, you should work for every bit of money you get in life then cross the road again and like get the tube. But the way she was telling me, it was like, she thought she was like really cool in doing it. Yeah. And I was just like listening to her like, oh, that's a bit weird. Like, I wanted to be like, oh, do you feel real good about that? Like, well, how were you expecting me to react to this? And then basically, eventually he came on stage and he was unbelievable. I was like fully like, oh my God, this is unbelievable. He is so good. And then she just had like no interest at all in any of it. And she was on her phone like the entire time. She had two phones. So I was like, okay, bit weird. And I still don't know what you do. So after like 15 minutes of her just being on her phone the whole time, I was like, look, what is like, what's going on? Like, what are you doing? Yeah. And she basically told me she was a luxury concierge. Oh. And she basically is for like really high net worth individuals. And she was tracking people on their phone, right? And she basically like sets people up on dates and then was like watching. Basically, she said that she had 2 girls going on a date and was like matchmaking or whatever with these 2 guys in Dubai. And I was like, matchmaking, dates? Like, I was like, how legit are you being like with this? Yeah. And she was being very coy about like the whole thing. So I was like, okay, that's like very, very strange. And then she was telling me that she sold like a flat in Dubai for like $2 million or something ridiculous, like a few weeks ago. And she charges like 15% on everything she does. And I was like, that's insane. Yeah. Like, what on earth is going on here? And then it just started to get really weird. So it was already pretty strange. She basically started like really going in on the artist and saying how bad he was live and like how like awful the Royal Albert Hall was as a venue. Like, but again, like shouting over the music, people still like staring like at us,
and everyone else having a nice time.
Everyone having a great time, including me, whilst I was like trying to ignore the shit. It was a bit weird because I was like, people know I'm with you, but I'm trying to like not be judged by proxy, and also like trying to like move away. I had a coat on, so trying to hide my jumper, and she put her hand in my pocket, and next thing I know, my hand is vibrating.
Whoa.
Yeah, and she's just fully
I know where this is going.
She's just fully like put a vibrator in my pocket.
Where did she pull that from?
Yeah, I didn't know
her
this.
Bag?
I don't know.
Or like, okay,
yeah, I actually really didn't know. I was too focused on the song that was being sung.
I'd be a bit worried it came from somewhere else. That's all.
Yeah, I should have checked that. It's very un-COVID.
Where's that from? That would be my first thought of like, ew. Where's that been?
Do you know what? I've told this story so many times and not once have I ever thought that.
Maybe I need to get my mind out the gutter, but
No, I like it.
Yeah. You didn't say she had a bag, so I was like, well.
Oh no, she didn't. She had a bag. She did have a bag. And I like, it was one of those where like, you know, when you're like, hey, like people like different things, and to get freaky,
yeah,
absolutely fine. But you know, when you're so not into someone, and there's just not a vibe, that when someone does something like that, you're like, oh god, this is just like, yeah, major ick. And I just like looked at her, and I was like, I don't know what to say, like to the point where after like 5 seconds of looking at her, I was like, I don't know what to say here. Like, it was so unbelievably awkward. What made it even more awkward was that there was like an intermission, honestly, about 30 seconds after this like incident had happened. And she kind of trying to be seductively said, I'm going to go to the toilet, keep your phone on you. And I was like, that's a bit weird. And she took it out of my pocket, and like she took it with her. And I was like, I thought, is she going to go to the toilet and like use it and send me something, and then be like, oh yeah. And then I got WhatsApp from her about 5 minutes later, being like, oh, there's so many like people here, they're all so rude and blah blah blah, I'm not even gonna go bother, like I'll come upstairs. And I was like, what on earth is going, like, at this point I'm messaging my housemates, being like, lads, this is bizarre, like I don't know what to do. She came up, and basically like the second part of the act is a bit more about the life story. And this artist had spent quite a lot of time in like rehab and whatnot, so he's talking about that, and obviously like loads of people around him getting quite emotional watching him talk about that. He's talking about his family and his kids and all this stuff, and so loudly, like so loudly, she was like, oh my god, he's such a like fucking disgrace, he shouldn't be talking about his drug habits with his kids, like all this, like really loudly, to the point where someone actually was like, look, can you be quiet? And I wanted to like die inside. So I was honestly like, oh, it's so embarrassing. And then that stopped, and then she basically turned to me and was like, what, she was like, do you live alone? And I was like, no.
Not telling you.
No, yeah. She was like, and I was like, no, I got 2 housemates. And she was like, are they guys or girls? I was like, both guys. And she was like, should we go back to yours then? And I was like, no. And then she was like, well, I think we should, and we should have a 3-way with one of your housemates. What is this? And I was like, no. And she's like, why not? And I was like, well, they both got girlfriends for a start, and also like, no, you're not coming to my flat, you psycho.
Yeah, I don't want you knowing where I live.
Literally, like it got to that level of like, I hate this.
Yeah.
And then basically she like wouldn't let it drop, like honestly, like for like 5-10 minutes afterwards, be like, no, come on, like let's go, blah blah blah. And I was like, no, like this is no. And then eventually I was like, look, why don't we have a chat about us having one with your friend first, like a girl mate of yours, and then maybe. And then she was like, no, I'm not into that. And I was like, well, there you go, like, so that's so we found some common ground here.
Yeah, you tried to flip it back on her.
Yeah. I was like, this is shocking. And then basically the real like belters were coming out, like the real classics, and I was thoroughly enjoying myself. And then I like looked to my right, and she was like reading the sign on that basically just said like what was on each level. Like she literally wasn't even looking at the stage. Like she was just so disengaged. And I like waved her over, and she like came over and was like, oh, like, do you want to go now? And I was like, look, I'm going to stay.
You go.
I was like, if you don't want to be here, like just go. I actually generally can't remember if we even said goodbye, but she basically like, or like hugged or whatever, but she like took her coat and just like walked out. And then honestly, for about half an hour, I was by myself watching this guy perform, loving life.
You're having a much better time.
Oh, it was amazing. Like, you know, when you like make a decision and you're like, just straight away, you're like, yeah, good call. Yeah. Like you've like weight off the shoulders. And then I got home, told one of my housemates about it, and then was like, mate, I'm fairly certain there's tickets tomorrow night. And in the morning, he was like, yeah, let's go. And then me and my housemate got tickets to go again the next night. And no exaggeration, top 3 nights of my life. Like, the next night, it was so fun. We got so drunk in there. It was just hilarious.
Okay. What is your worst trait?
Yeah, I got 2. One, I can be quite stubborn.
Okay.
And when I was talking to a friend of mine about how to like word this, he was like, "Oh, you should come up with like a funny anecdote of like a story that involves you being stubborn." And I was like, "Oh yeah, good idea." And then honestly, we sat in silence for like 30 seconds, and I was like, "Mate, I've got no funny anecdote of me just being stubborn. I'm just stubborn."
It's quite a hard one to be like cute about, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. But I feel I'm quite empathetic. Like I get people's viewpoints and whatnot. But yeah, you do well to change my mind on certain things. And then the second one is that I spend far too much time practicing and rehearsing voice notes of me singing various songs to my friends.
But you practice?
Oh, yeah. To the point where when I saw the microphone, I was like, oh my God, I would love to be able to record something on this.
Oh yeah, when you heard yourself, you were this.
Oh God.
Yeah, because you'd be able to hear yourself back. You can give us a little rendition if you like. What do you normally go for?
A real wide variety of things. I once sang "I Dreamed a Dream" from Les Mis in front of like 200 people.
Well done.
No, it was really embarrassing. My manager at the time made me do it, and I hated it.
Was it a work social?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, no.
I like
karaoke.
I just moved on to these clients, and yeah, basically there was like a massive party. My manager at the time was like, "This will be a really good way to get your name out," and I was very loosely in the
get your name out. Do a karaoke song?
Yeah, literally. I was very loosely
like the worst professional
choir.
advice I've ever heard.
He's the older brother of one of my best mates from uni. He was like, "Didn't you used to be in the choir?" I was like, really loosely when I was like 10, like
when everyone was in the choir,
pre-voice break.
Yeah.
He was like, "What can you sing?" And I was like, I kind of just panicked and was like, "I can do I Dreamed a Dream" from Les Mis. You know, that's got like a 90-second intro. Yeah. And the person before...
I didn't know that.
Well, now you do. The person before...
I won't pick it. No. It's too depressing. I picked the happy ones.
The person before sang Mustang Sally, and like the whole crowd were up for it. And then I was honestly there. Like I was like apologising into the microphone, being like, "I'm so sorry about this. This is so embarrassing." And then he's just like filming and recording it. And then, this is no word of a lie, 3 years later, went for a meeting with him and someone who I'd never met, and she was like, "I really recognise you, like where are you from?"
Oh, I did get your name out.
Yeah, and we like had no mutual friends, or like areas weren't similar. And then my manager was like, were you at like the event a few years ago? And she was like, "Oh my God, you're the guy who sang like Dream." I was like, I want to die right now. This is so embarrassing.
Wait, so I need to circle back to, why do you send these friends songs on voice notes?
Do you know what? I think it's just me. It's my escapism.
Okay.
I think.
So instead of like the shower, or do you do the
answer.
shower as well?
Oh, the shower's like rehearsal stage. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then there's great.
How long are these voice notes? Like the whole
honestly,
song?
No, not the whole song. Maybe like a verse, chorus, and another verse. I don't know. It depends on what I can do best.
Also, when do you do these? Like when you're walking about? Or do you like make sure it's a quiet room?
Maybe walking about. Depends how much I've had to drink that night. No, safe space. Yeah, safe space.
Yeah, safe space.
Yeah, the acoustics in my mum and dad's kitchen are amazing. So that I guess when I go home, that happens. And in lockdown, I think it really like started in lockdown, because I was like, I'm so bored.
Yeah. And
then I just got semi good feedback, so I was like, here we go. But it was quite nice. It actually became a bit of a lockdown thing. Like even two of my mates were like we were sending each other some voice notes.
Some songs.
Yeah.
Cute.
Very cute, I think.
Yeah. I'm still a bit sad we're not going to get a little...
No, I can't. Honestly,
little taster.
I can't. I'm just not used to this microphone equipment. It might be different to iPhone, WhatsApp, voice record.
Okay. What is your moan of the moment?
Okay. My moan of the moment actually doesn't really directly impact me, but it really annoys me.
Okay.
I find it really annoying when girls on dating apps are like so aggressive with their height preferences on guys.
Oh yeah, okay. This is where the height's coming in.
Yeah.
You're tall.
Well, yeah. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't affect me at all. But when it's like when you see stuff, for the listeners, 6'1", when it starts,
get it in there.
Yeah, get it in there. When it's like, don't bother liking if you're not above 6 foot.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Hang on, imagine if guys were like, don't bother applying if you were I don't know, great bum, 28 inch waist and massive boot. Like you'd you'd be
it's so true.
slaughtered
You'd
for
be
it.
like cancelled.
Yeah, and
if you said don't apply if you've got like you said like only
any
you can't be over
physical-
a
yeah.
size 10 or whatever.
This is what I mean. Like I fully am on board with people have preferences and whatnot. But like honestly, I'd say 1 in 10 profiles on the apps that I come across is like,
wow.
don't bother swiping right if you're less than 6 foot. And the annoying thing is, half the time they're like 5'1". I'm like, what? Why does that impact your life? It's saving your neck.
It's true. I feel like the taller girls that I like interview, they're more relaxed about it. They're like, you know what, ideally I would like, you know, I'm a tall girl, I'm like 5'11", whatever they are. So I'd like someone just the same. That's what they normally say. Whereas the small ones, they're always like, I just have a thing for 6 foot. It's greedy.
Yeah.
It's greedy.
And also, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit of a Love Island fan as well. And I feel like there's a lot of guys that go into Love Island that aren't really like good looking, but they're like 6'4", and the girl's like, oh my god, he's so good looking. It's like, is he or is he just
tall,
genuinely a foot taller than you?
Yeah. It's definitely like a primal thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird how we're obsessed with height.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice that you're there for the short kings of the world.
Yeah, I've got a friend of mine who
empathetic with them.
I feel their pain. I don't really know what. It just annoys me.
Do you have short friends that?
I've got one friend in particular who, if he does listen, he will know this about it. But he's one of my favourite people ever. Very good looking, like guy. Very, very funny. Like one of the funniest people I know.
Confident.
Very confident. And this is really sad, little violin playing. But he has told me in the past that he'll match a girl. Like there will be a couple of messages exchanged, and they will unmatch him. And he's like, yeah, she's probably just clocked, because he's actually honest on his height. So I know there's a big thing of guys like add on like
a little bit,
2 or 3 inches.
Okay, what are your non-negotiables?
Gotta be good with my friends and family.
Yeah.
Don't have to necessarily like them. Yeah, for me, like I think becoming an ever increasingly big thing. Like it's just awkward, isn't it? Like if you bring someone to like meet like your friends, well, it's definitely your family, and it's like, can you kind of try and make a bit of effort here?
Can you just be normal?
Yeah,
just be sociable and nice.
Just a reply, "How about you?" gets you really far, like really, really far.
Oh gosh,
and that's not
a low bar.
That's not even a dig at like any like previous exes, but there's definitely been girls where we're probably at that close stage of like, oh, okay, maybe this is going, and I'm like, this is, you just would like. Not straight off the bat, but like me and my sisters and my mum and dad, we all kind of rip into each other quite a lot, and I think you have to be able to handle that. Like
handle the banter.
My brother-in-law's started dating my sister like 10 years ago, and like we rip into him as if he's like, and he does the same for us. So I think you kind of have to. It's not like a really like aggressive way. I realise that sounds like we just really
hate
abuse
each other.
Yeah. It comes from a very loving place, but I think for me, definitely need to be able to like speak to my friends and family quite well.
Okay, and what's the best advice anyone ever gave you?
I'm not really a big quote person.
Okay.
But there was one thing that my dad used to always say to me when I was younger that has always resonated with me. And he used to always tell me, you make your own luck in life. And it was something that I really have always like stood by. And then another one is actually my old manager, when I was about 21, 22, basically said to me, always choose the option that gives you the best story to tell. I
like that. I follow the story.
Yeah, and it's something
That's
that
cool.
I've tried to do as much as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like ever since when he started to say that to me, I started like not taking like stupid risks or anything like that, but like if there was stuff going on like a night out or like something to do at a weekend or, you know, literally anything, basically just kind of go for it and then
do this podcast.
Genuinely prime example, like 7 years ago, there's no way I would have done this, but
here you are.
Here I am. It's amazing how desperate.
For the story.
Desperate.
Because imagine if you meet your person from this, what a story that would be.
Have you?
I've got one that are like, they've met the family, going on holiday. Whoa. Yeah, they've a whole shebang. And then I've got another that are close. Nice for you. It is really nice for me. And I get to hang out with them.
Yeah, I was thinking, do you reckon you get an invite? Would you like be wedding invite?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I better be.
Well done, you.
Thanks.
It's all right.
But it could happen for you. She wrote in for him. She's not been on, so.
Right, okay.
Yeah. She was just a listener.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, we're going to find out what your friends say about you and why someone should date you.
To do this best, I thought I'd give you a typical day in the life of this grey-haired dreamboat. Wakes up and, like an absolute psychopath, has no coffee. Poor lad has some quite severe gut problems. Healthy breakfast and into the office, one of the first there. Most popular person in the office, he spends the majority of the morning having a chat with absolutely everyone because they're desperate to talk to him. He's got an amazing ability to be both interesting but also interested in what you have to do. Typical man's man interest, but makes everyone feel at ease. 11 a.m, had chats with everyone. It's time to open WhatsApp and talk to all the people that aren't in the office. Usually in terrible WhatsApp groups, which, if you're lucky and you play your cards right, you might get added to. Lunch with his clients who also love him, still not done any work. Pub with pals for a few ciders, that gut issue again. 7 o'clock, tipsy, he usually starts singing. Quite well, but usually shit Irish songs you've never heard of. If you're lucky, you might actually get follow-up ones sober at random points during your day on WhatsApp. At this point, 9 o'clock, he's now quite drunk. Now, he might tell you he loves you at this time, but don't panic. He does that with all his friends, pretty much every night out. 11 o'clock is Betty Pies for him. He's very social, but he doesn't get it wrong too often. For a few bonus points, if things go further, when he tells you his dad's name, don't laugh, he's not joking. If you get to meet his mum, just pretend her shit stroganoff is all right. They love it in that house. And if he's showing you photos of his niece, just try and feign some sort of interest.
Oh, brilliant. There's a lot to depack there, isn't it? Thanks, mate. Love you too.
We've got to start with, what is the dad's name? Is it Leslie?
No.
Oh,
I mean,
I've met one of those before.
his name is Jarlath.
How are you spelling that?
Jarlath. It's very
Ooh,
Irish.
Okay.
From his side of the family's all Irish. Can't believe he insulted my mum stroganoff though. He's never even tried it.
Really?
Death row meal.
He sounded like he definitely tasted that.
This has been an ongoing joke, honestly, for about 5 years because I rave about it. She does a good stroganoff.
Okay, final round, this or that. Sweet or savoury? Pancakes.
Not sweet. Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet, yeah.
Agreed. Would you rather have a map that shows you the location of everything you want to find and can be used again and again, but has a margin of error of up to 1 mile, or the same map is incredibly accurate but can only be used 3 times?
My thought process goes straight away to, can I find some like gold or something?
Oh.
Yeah, I want this to like benefit me.
Oh my
Like,
God,
really
I did
benefit me.
not even think of that.
Yeah. What's like the most valuable
Location
thing I
of
can
anything
find
you want
that
to
I
find,
could then
yeah.
sell?
You
Yeah.
could go find the biggest
But
diamond mine.
1 mile though, that's tricky. I'd
No,
say
I feel like like I'm thinking like gold mine, diamond mine.
Yeah.
If you can get like the experts within a mile, I'm sure they can locate it. Maybe not.
yeah, I feel like they would be like dodgy and they'd like kill you off.
I did just watch that movie Gold. Have you seen that? It's quite
No.
an old one. It's the same. They'd struggle to find the mine. They didn't
One of
even
my
find
favourite
it.
films is Blood Diamond.
Oh yeah.
I love that film. And then what was the second one about?
Yeah. So I feel like you
3 times.
you would pick this one because it shows you
Exact.
exactly where it is, but you can only use it 3 times. But if you
Yeah,
found
I'd go
3
that.
diamond mines, you're
I'd go that.
done.
Yeah,
you
I'd
don't
go
need
that.
one, probably.
Yeah, I'd get that. I'd find one, make my millions, and then
Use the others in case you lost
Yeah.
your keys.
yeah.
I'm so basic. That's what I thought. I was like, oh, how much? I lose stuff all
what
the
an
time.
anticlimax. So like, yeah, use this once, diamond mine. Oh crap, where are my keys? Number 2. Like, that's such a like step down. Like,
Yeah, a massive. I'm trying to think what else you'd really like to find.
true love.
Oh,
I think I just gave myself the ick when I said that. Your facial expression said it all.
the camera. This one's a keeper.
That was a joke.
Okay. Would you rather wake up each morning to find that a random animal appendage has replaced your non-dominant arm, or permanently replaced your bottom half with an animal bottom, but of your choice?
Do you know what? I would go consistently the same. Pick
Yeah.
it. Because at least you can then use that to your own advantage.
Exactly. So
You can
this
learn to
question's
deal
more
with
about
it.
would you rather control or not control? And I'm the same. I'd pick the bottom half of the animal that I can choose
Yeah.
Because I can use that to my advantage and be useful.
I'd probably go against my earlier quote and go for the option that doesn't tell me a story to tell, because you'd have a brand new story every day.
Yeah.
But that would get so annoying.
Yeah. I felt like you'd want to pick whatever's on the bottom
100%, yeah.
Instagram or TikTok?
Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. I only actually recently downloaded TikTok.
Okay.
And been on it twice for a grand total of about 2.5 minutes.
Okay, last one. Would you rather find a new $100 bill in your pocket every day, but not know where it came from, or find a new $50 bill in your pocket each day, but know where it came from?
Oh no, I'd go. Give me the 100.
Really?
Yeah, give me that.
And just be like, turn a blind eye.
Yeah, no, not my problem. I didn't actually do whatever was involved in doing it. I just woke up with it.
Okay, we're done. That's the podcast. Do you have anything you'd like to finish with to tell the listeners?
No, not massively. Just want to say thank you very much.
Welcome.
Hopefully, might get a date off the back of it. So if anyone's interested, feel free to, I don't know, write in Instagram, slide in the DMs. Thank you.
So if you think this character sounds like a bit of you, you know the drill. Contact the podcast on Instagram @SingleSounds. The link is in the show notes, and get his details. Thanks for listening as always. Have a great week, and I'll be back next Tuesday with a lovely single lady.